everyone. Today's video is about momentum. Momentum is very important to grow your business. You want momentum, and momentum happens when you have been sharing with people and you start to grow your team. When you're doing your IPA consistently and sharing with people and you start to get ambassadors that are adding, it just starts to have a snowball effect. Your team starts to grow quickly. And you want to keep that momentum going. And there's two types of momentum. There's that forced momentum. And that's the one that I was just talking to you about how you're doing your IPA. Everything's on your shoulders. You're sharing with people. You are reaching out to new people. You are following up with people, and you are on top of things. That's the forced momentum. And then you also have a different kind of momentum. And that's the momentum that comes when your team, you add a leader and your team is starting to grow naturally on its own. You might get a message saying, hey, you have a brand new ambassador, and you may have never even talked to that person. It's a great feeling. You need both kinds of momentum. You have to work hard, and then your team works hard. And that's how you start to get that wonderful momentum. That's the kind that's building, building, building. And then it gets to be like a snowball effect. It just goes and goes and goes. And they liken it to kind of like when you're pushing, you're going up a hill, and then all of a sudden you go over the crest and then you go down really quickly. That's what happens with Plexus. It's like you're working, and you get up to this top of this rise, and you got this team underneath you that's working hard, and then all of a sudden it starts to go downhill quickly. Not downhill in a bad way, but with speed, to where you're getting towards those higher up ranks like Ruby and Emerald and Sapphire and then Diamond. So you want both kinds of momentum. You need that forced momentum where you're working, but you also want that natural momentum that just happens when those underneath you that are working as well. And you just keep that going you keep that momentum going by doing your own IPA, and also being a great team leader. And we're going to be talking about leadership in the coming weeks here. But for now, I just want to encourage you just to really keep going on that IPA, because that will build your momentum. And momentum is something where once you have it, you really want to stay in front of it. Because if I liken it to a freight train behind you, some days it feels like we're running in front of that freight train, doesn't it? But if you jump off to the side so it can pass you by and you can take a break, it is really hard to get back in front of that freight train, that momentum. It's really, really difficult. I've experienced this myself. I've shared with you all about how I was growing so fast, so quickly, and then I stalled, and that's because I had stalled in my IPA. I had went into management mode with my team, and I was not doing my own personal IPA. And that's huge. That's huge for growing your business, your own personal IPA. So you want to keep that momentum going. When you stop, like I did, it's really hard to get back on the horse and start sharing with people. You forget the groove that you had going. You forget how to easily start conversations about Plexus and how to work it into conversations to where it feels natural and not pressed and forced and awkward. Or salesy, just in a sharing sort of way. That's what you want. And so when you take a good break like I did, even if you take a week, it's really hard to remember how you did those things. Taking off a month, I've heard other ambassadors say, hey, I took a month off once, and it really hurt my business because it was almost like starting over again. So I just really want to encourage you that if you got your momentum building, or when you do get your momentum building, you want to keep that going. And that's what's going to get you to, some of those higher ranks, to gold, to senior gold, to ruby, to senior ruby, to emerald and sapphire and diamond. It's pressing on every day, consistently pushing. And so that's really, really important, is momentum. If you have any questions about this, message your sponsor, message your upline. We are here for you.